Hello everyone, Krydax here, and welcome back to pYanodon's Season 3. Picking up right where we left off, with sponges spinning up, and needing an absurd amount of Prandium labs for Cottonguts here. So we're gonna set those up somewhere, I don't know where. Wait, what? I have no memory of doing this. I already set up Cottonguts? When did I do that? Wow. Okay, well we've already got a good start then. We just need to make this bigger. Like we need to triple it. So I need 20 Prandium labs and 2 more repro complexes. Probably don't need any more of those things. One making seeds should still be enough. And water barrels. Yeah, 1 barreling machine is more than enough. Okay, so let's head back up here and request Prandium lab 20 and reproductive complex 2. And how many repro complexes do we have automated just naturally? None? We have none ready? Oh, sorry guys. Okay, so reproductive complex. I probably just want to have at least 4 on hand, 5 on hand in general. I'm all out of trains right now. How are we doing over here, by the way, with cobalt extract? We're a third of the way there on where we want to be for cobalt, and artificial blood is at 7,000. Cool. Cool. What do Prandium labs even cost, by the way? Just a lot of stuff, a lot of iron. A lot of iron. I still need more logistic spots up there, by the way. That's a big part of the problem. Alright, 2 more sponges. The next building that will ever see sprouts would be this one. And I will put 1 more sponge into the looper. I just can't even with the 65 moondrop greenhouses. We'll get better moondrop recipes soon. In fact, that one happens, yeah, here in green science. So I'm not gonna worry about all that right now. This is the thing that needs Decalin, funnily enough. To turn Mark II seeds into Mark II moondrops. And then we get a better methane recipe. Which is how much better? 80 methane versus 40 methane in 5 seconds. Oh my god. In 5 seconds versus 15 seconds. That's 6 times the output per building. At the cost of fertilizer. And fertilizer, we've already determined, can be relatively cheap here. You know, it's basically biocrud, blood, ash, and biomass, which all show up in huge quantities as like trash. And later we can turn fish into... The problem is we need sulfuric acid for this. And sodium hydroxide, eh. Is this one better? Because we can make urea from blood directly, can't we? Yeah. So that's really just like 100 blood right there. 6 bones, biomass, which we could get from composting blood. 20 biomass is like 40 blood. So this is blood, 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 bones and ash. The other one is... I guess it depends on how cheap seaweed feels later. Because this is definitely less blood. You know, that's only 20 blood worth of urea. We could still compost biocrud or blood to get biomass. So I guess the ash becomes kind of the expensive part. Ooh, you can turn bones into 2 ash a piece later. I feel like I saw that one before. And have we unlocked this one now? We have. So we can turn fiber into ash when we have large amounts of calc fiber. Look at that. What is this nonsense? 40 raw fiber, but it needs sugar and sulfuric, and I don't even know how you begin to... This one feels cheaper. Wait. You can make fiber directly in the kickout plantation? Wait, what? That's new. I mean, and when I say... Oh, no, never mind. This recipe doesn't exist. Just kidding. This is for probably pie without alien life or something ridiculous. Okay. Never mind. I really wish there was a way for the game to remove those. I don't know if that... I think it's just an engine limitation type problem. But it's very annoying. Because it feels like you can never really know... I'm just gonna move those over. Feels like you can never really know, you know, is the recipe legit or not? Okay, let's go get our Cottonguts going. Ooh. Still haven't gotten hit by a train, but that's gonna change, I feel like. Speaking of trains, we need more of them. My current train count is not enough. Alright, you guys done yet? Not even close. What might? Oh, jeez. We have no nichrome. These are all done, by the way. And we got way too many of each of them because I had forgotten to change the channel properly. Okay, well, that'll last us for a while, but we wasted some steel and circuits on that. Let it be known. Alright, and then nichrome. Oh, we already... Okay, I was gonna say, I'm like, I thought we were there. Nichrome. We just need to do this guy, enter, on like 100. But then we need to change it to channel 1. There we go. Okay, so that should get Logibots going, so we can add more. Centrifuges are nuts. Can I make accumulators yet? I forget when we get accumulation of some sort. Energy capacity 150 megajoules. Max input output 1 megawatt. So they have 150 seconds worth of power. It's actually their input output rate that I wish was higher. That's low enough that it's not that useful. What would be a better version of an accumulator? Actually, no easy way to do that. So we already have this, which we can turn on if our base is ever, like, really struggling. But what we really need is enough accumulators that, yeah, when the power spikes up like that, we can handle. But that would mean I need hundreds of accumulators to handle hundreds of megawatts, because each one is only a single megawatt out. So what we really need is essentially this to turn on if power is low, but we don't have a way to do that. It's so annoying. Because you need accumulators to measure if power is struggling or not. But the problem is, if you don't have enough accumulators to actually provide the power in the first place, then power will be struggling the whole time while the accumulator is draining, and it takes 150 seconds to drain in the first place. Now, I could just build like a single accumulator, and if it's less than 99%, so it would get there in 1.5 seconds, then this would kick on. So that is an option. How much is that recipe for accumulators? Oh, it's cheap. We'll research it. I might as well. And I could look at solar. No, I can't look at solar power. When do we get tidal power? Because that's a thing too. 6 megawatts for free from the shoreline. I mean, it's expensive, but I don't know. Free power is free power. It does add up. Anyway, how close are we to what we need here? We got it. Alright. Grandium Labs. I really, really hate that this gets reset every single time. Trains running everywhere these days. I like it. Okay. Bit of a slight problem is this is in the way, so I can't just build 3. But I'll probably just build 2 more and we'll figure it out. The other problem with 3 sets is how do you snake a belt through all of them? Maybe we don't. Maybe we just make it one long set of 20. Okay, first of all, this water pump needs to get moved out of the way. So let's do that. Okay. Then we could fit 2 more repro complexes. Here and here. Oh, scooch that over. And then at that point, we just need 20 more of these. But I need them to be built around one belt, not around two. So we can just do this. Now, we've tried this a million times, but these don't have fluids, so it might actually work. Ones without fluids, I think, can work. Because you have room for the power pole here, here. Oh, wait, no. Wait. We're using a sushi belt, so we only need the one belt. Right. Perfect. But we do need 2 inserters still per building. So we need inserter in, inserter in, inserter out, inserter out. So that does work. And I'm sure those power poles will connect. And it doesn't look like we've done any circuitry on the... Oh, this is jammed up? This is completely jammed up with Cottonguts. I've done something wrong. Oh, I just didn't copy the condition onto all the buildings. That's funny. So yeah, we got that jammed up completely with Cottonguts. That's fine. We didn't need it anyway. Anyway, that's a set of... Oh, there's one more straight belt here. Weird. That's 4. That's 8. Do we have enough space for this? We do. It's the longest sushi belt of all time. But, you know, we do what we must because we can. And then this is gonna have to change pretty drastically right here. This whole backflow part. I mean, I'm gonna need a chest to get rid of crap. Hold on. Okay. Okay, so then this comes over. Now, what side am I... The Cottonguts are currently on the right side coming up, so let's at least try to guarantee that. Actually, yeah, that's what it'll do. So that's already configured. I need to turn on my personal robots here. And then we're gonna need to definitely change the numbers on, like, you know, how many of each thing we put on the sushi belt, because it's gonna be a long sushi belt. Might be my longest one yet. Okay, so then this comes back down. I don't even know what we're doing here. Comes back down, passes past. I left a lot of space here just in case. I can use long inserters for that. Passes past these. And then we'll fix this one. Be somewhere else. Those are already so nicely set up, though. I kind of want to just keep that vibe. Come down here. And then I'm gonna make the mixer a little bit longer here. Whoa, it's raining outside. I just got surprised by that. Okay, so, and then these guys have a control. We're gonna have to change all these numbers, but for the most part, this is a pretty similar idea. Getting put onto the bottom side, which is that side. And controlling the output. Measure some amount. Cotton gut pup. Less than, not 80, but we'll figure it out. What number do we actually want there? So these are not powered. Gosh, this is such a long stretch of buildings. Okay, so what are the actual numbers that we need for this? Because they're going to be big. And then I think we should control population control here. Population control should be based on just the pups themselves, right? Rather than getting pups buffered to a certain amount, I should control these buildings. Why did this one lose its... Oh, because I was doing the inserter. Why not just do the building? I don't know. I don't know why sometimes I do it one way, sometimes I do it a different way. But I'm going to remove that inserter from the process. We're going to go back to measuring the building. And we'll just measure actual cotton guts. And I know there's a delay here. I have to be careful, you know, to make sure there's room for, like, all the pups to turn into cotton guts. But, like, if there's less than 250 on the belt, then, yeah, keep making pups. Oh, I see the issue. The issue is if I run out of Malaysia or something. Otherwise, because then we can actually flood with pups when the pups aren't even getting used. So that is kind of the problem, but this is a double failsafe. So we do need to check the output of this too. And that one will happen as long as pups is less than 200 or something. And then we need to hook those up too. Okay. So that's functioning. We need a bunch of studs for this. And then we need to grab full cotton guts off of this belt at a high rate. Not studs, just regular cotton guts to go up here. Okay, now let's go grab a crap ton of cotton gut studs. Which should just be right up here somewhere. Yep. Nowhere near enough, so why don't we keep that going? I'm gonna grab more food. put that back where it goes. Seems like this is running pretty consistently. And now my bots should be pretty good at delivering these. That's very satisfying. Okay, we got the repro complexes all going too. And I mean, I could just do it myself. Wait, what? I can't? Oh, those are regular Cottonguts. Wow. We only got halfway on all that. Okay, well, what I'd like to do... Oh, turn off bots. What I'd like to do is half fill that. Just so that everything's at least running. We have enough for that? Looks like it. Okay, so that's that. Oops. Should be active. Oh gosh. We have a lot of Cottonguts here. Just for testing purposes, I want to get this whole thing started, which means we need to get Cottonguts off of this belt. And let's get the numbers out in the open here, so we can actually figure out how much needs to go on the sushi belt. So the sushi belt is roughly, there's a little bit of a backwards here, so we've added, you know, another maybe 20 tiles, but more or less it's convex. And that means 260, so 360 belts. We'll call it 370. Or 380 even. 380 belt segments for these rates. So that means 1.875 items would mean exactly 380 items on the belt. So we actually need more than 380. We'll call it an extra 50%, which is a little less than 600, like 570. Good God. We need 570 Ralasia seeds here. Moondrop, way less than that. Oh, I'm not even counting. I'm sorry. I didn't even count these. So that's roughly 3 per second. So at 3 per second, we basically need double the number of belts. So 380 times 2 is 760. And then Moondrop, I should really be looking at the total quantity. That's just a lot easier. Moondrop is slightly more than a third of that. So we'll call it 300. And then Tree Seed is 0.875, so just about 10%, 10 or 20% less than this. So Tree Seeds need to be like 250, we'll say. And that inserter's not going to be able to keep up. There's that one. Okay. That should barely be able to keep up, actually. And then finally, we've got barrels, which are about the same as tree seeds. Is this one not measuring? Heck. It was? But I unhooked it. I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, 250 barrels. So I need to go grab some more barrels. And then all of that should get us set up properly. For proper cotton guttage. I will definitely get rid of all my inventory randoms. And we'll go grab, like, what? How many barrels do we need? Because the automated insertion limit's going to be 4. There's, like, at least 100 barrels of buffer in the buildings, and then another 250. So we need, like, 400 barrels, maybe? Barrels. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll call it 450. Why not? Boom. Okay, so then at this point, we don't have any pups. This one, oh right, I broke everything. So we need to set up the insert outsert these buildings. And then I also can just disable the buildings being connected, right? Because I'm just assuming these buildings are going to run full time. If they have pups, they'll run. Because I'm restricting the pup creation based on 2 things. Not having too many pups, but also not having too many cotton guts. So as soon as cotton guts drops down, the pups will start running again. So I think that's actually all fine. Fine and dandy. This is backed up again. We just need to hoover these up for a minute. You know what? If I can get, yeah, on the right side of the belt here. Perfect. Okay, so those are running again. I just want to see if everything actually runs. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't. I think this is all fine. We've done this sort of thing before. Belt is a little oversaturated, but that'll, I think, fix itself in time with the mixer. Especially because the cotton guts and the pups are all on the opposite side and the barrels. Because those aren't anywhere near 7.5. The wood chips, it's like around 5, so it should be about 2/3 of the belt full, but not more than that. Why is this one not running? Oh, it doesn't have power. That's an easy fix. There we go. Okay, pups are being thrown on the belt. These are running. Alright, I think everything's good. Wait, these are inserting onto the wrong side. Okay, now we just need a lot more studs. Like a couple hundred more studs even? How many? Yeah, probably 100 or 200 more. We have 12 more. Wow, that's a slow process. That is a slow process. Holy cow. Okay, well, I'm glad we got that running. Do I have more food, or is that not buffered yet? Yeah, let me go grab that just to make sure. I don't remember how many food we need each. 1 food per stud to grow them up, and 1 food per, what is that, about 4, 5 stud pups? So something like 1.2 food each. Ballparking the number, but something in that realm. And then yep, this goes in here. Okay, mass Cottonguts is done. Sweet. So now the absurd amount of Cottonguts that we need for making Sarcoris and Perogen happen is now possible. Now, what was depolymerized organics? That was manure. And I forget, are we putting liquid manure on trains? No. We totally could, though. Because this is currently clocking and then removing manure so that it doesn't spoil. Huh. So many interesting things going on here. We don't want this belt to be as full as it is, I don't think. I guess it depends, I don't know. So many stages of this spoiling. I really just need a manure plant that goes straight into trains. And in most cases, liquid manure is what we want anyway. So why don't we add a fluid provider for liquid manure here. And then that guy will go here. And now we can do that, and then we can do an overflow into that. And this will be liquid manure. Fluid provide. Okay. Where are we up to? Are any of these running yet? Yeah, these ones on the bottom are running now. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, Cottonguts seem to be working just fine. And now we have an absurd amount of them. Cool, 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 cool. And I'm feeling like we should go to 20 stacks of all this stuff. There's really no reason to waste train trips there. Alright, what's next? What's next? What's next? Research is working on Zapiers, so we can finally do the Zapier egg, and then Corlexes. From there, we'll work towards the cytostatics and primers and good alien samples and DNA polymerase. We need all of those, literally. But in terms of ingredients for them, I think we're done now. I guess microfiber, formamide goes into those. Formamide was just, oh. CO2, methanol, ammonia. Oh, no. Sorry, it doesn't cost methanol. It's just ammonia plus CO2. So that's an easy one. How many places do we need it? Interesting. This is not a cheap way to make formic acid, but it is an option. Needing ammonia and sulfuric acid is pretty costly. I feel like Vraux might just be easier, but it is an option. Especially once we get the better way to make ammonia with molybdenum plates and shale oil. That could be a good way then. Because then we're turning shale oil and a small amount of molybdenum into, well, and sulfuric acid though. That's the problem. Until we get a cheap way to make sulfuric. Huh. Well, there's that one. Oh, that's not till Pi 3. Yikes. Oh, wait, those are the same recipe. Just one of them's not. Okay, never mind. Sorry. We already have that recipe. Yeah, this one. The syngas one. And then that does use methanol. We have like a million ways to make methanol. Zinc, copper, syngas. So syngas, zinc, and copper making the acid gas, which makes the sulfuric acid, which then makes formic acid. I mean, that's formic acid without Vraux right there. Coming from only shale oil and syngas, basically. A little bit of zinc, copper, and molybdenum in there. But metals, some small amounts of metals, shale oil, and syngas making formic acid is probably going to be easier than Vraux. I mean, I have no idea. Maybe Vraux, you know, are going to be cheaper at that stage anyway. But it's just worth thinking about there. And then what was the other thing we were looking at? Formamide and microfiber. So microfiber is easy. It's just... Is it even worth... Is it worth putting on trains? It might not be. Pulp mills are pretty small. It is denser. Put on trains, but like... I don't know. Feels like just requesting sodium at least for now, I might not put it on trains. Because it'll be easy enough to just have on site. I mean, we only need 0.3 of a pulp mill for it. So yeah, we'll just do that. And then fiber, again, is it worth putting on trains? Maybe because of the biomass it is. Because you just process raw fiber into fiber. But this one might be worth putting on trains because of the annoying biomass output. How many places do we need regular fiber, though? Microfiber, rayon, and charcoal briquettes, and then fiberboard. That's 4 places. I think that makes this worth training somewhere. So we just need 1 raw input, a trash output, and a regular output. Potentially a multi-provider. And a few ball mills. So let's hop on trains. And head up to here, where I know we get some ball mills. Is it not even showing tags? Goodness. I should maybe report that as a bug. The fact that the game resets which things you have selected when you open train view feels like a bug to me. Personally, and Putinator, I don't know if you're watching this, but I would prefer if when you get in on Quick Ride, when you get into a train, rather than opening the train menu, I would prefer it if it just opens map view, aka remote view. Instead, it's opening the locomotive remote view, which does that thing where these get reset every time you... I don't know if it's just when you load your game or if you turn off Factorio and then open your game again, but these undo whatever you had set before. Whereas map view doesn't do that. In map view, you know, it remembers whatever you had clicked here. So... or at least I think it does. Anyway, I should have ball mills somewhere in here. There's 1. There's a few. Okay, so I can set this up pretty much wherever. We've already got... Is this a biomass trash provide? No, that's actually like... the real way we're providing biomass. If we need it for other reasons. Do we have a multi-provider here? Yeah, here's a multi-provider we could put the fiber into. So then we just need a requester, like this guy, to request the regular fiber. So, does it have enough stacks? I don't want to screw that up. We've got 35 plus 35, 70, 90, 110, 130, 135, 140, 166. Okay, we still have plenty of stacks left over. So then we'll request raw fiber. I don't know, 22 stacks. And I guess we're gonna need to use inserters because I don't have any spots left. I guess I could go there. Okay, let's drive down there. Let's drive. Down to there. And then, actually, before we do that, let's go check on sponges real quick. Because they need help. We haven't touched them in a while. All right. What do we got? 46 sponges? Holy crap. I did not expect to have that many. That's amazing. Okay, let's fill that building and then we'll put 10 into sprouts here. Sweet. Now that's really something. I mean, I guess I did say it would take like 2 episodes, and here we are. We're about the next episode. It should probably get finished because of how fast this will go now. This is going to be able to make, you know, 3 actual net sponges per minute. So yeah, I mean, 20 more minutes and we'd be done if we're babysitting it or something like that. We do need more buffer sprouts as well, though, because these each utilize 2 in a buffer. But yeah, sweet. All right, well, we'll call it an episode. No, sorry, we're not calling it an episode. We gotta go set up our fiber, and then we're gonna call it an episode. Assuming it doesn't take too long. Boop. And then... I don't know. And then what? I guess, and then... That's all I have to say about that. These are such expensive researches. This is going to take 2 hours. That's going to take 2 hours. That's going to take 2 hours. Yadles. Peregrina's going to take 2 hours. But we're getting close now, if you look at the researches, to actually being able to research Pi 2. So I think it's going to be close. There's a chance, though. I mean, that's like 8 to 10 hours of research at least. There's a chance I can get all this set up. No, because I still need to set up Corlexes. We still need to do stuff on our to-do list. I think we'll be fine. But it's going to be kind of close in terms of, like, we actually could run out of things to do, or, you know, be close to running out of things to do by the time we end up making the high science. I could just do this, and then I can do this, and then that way I can get fiber. And we'll bring that out to the left. Now, do we have a trash outputter here? Because that's regular biomass provide. We actually don't. So I need to add a station here. Weak side trash for biomass. And we need the real biomass. Will the real biomass please stand up? And this is biomass from fiber. Trash provide. Okay, and then we just need some ball mills. I mean, I'm gonna leave some space between all that. I'll just put them like over here or something. I feel like this is a pretty open area. I don't even know if 5 was enough. I have one more. Put 6. So for each one, we need 2 inserters in, 2 inserters out. It does work out nicely enough that I can just split which one's which. So this is a pretty simple process here. And we'll get light on both ends. Let my bots help out here. Okay. And we just need to bring this fiber down, over, and that's it. I actually don't mind having some fiber for my inventory because it provides, whatchamacallit. It provides a good, fuel for trains. Okay, that's the multi-provider, so fiber goes left. The trash biomass goes to the right. It's kind of funny that it's going past an actual belt of biomass. I could put some of this high priority onto that, but it doesn't matter. Okay. This is getting done. Preemptively put another roboport somewhere. Shouldn't need to do anything with that. And we're already going, baby. Alright, how many slots do we want to take up here? I think we'll go... to... Stacks to 100? Stacks to 100. It's useful for fuel. We've got... 10... 8... 10... About 30... 55... 70... I mean, we could easily do like 4,000 fiber. Now, the question is, can my regular fiber production support that? I mean, what else are we doing with it? You know, we've... So, is this like twofold? Did I math this out properly? 144 stacks. We've got 25... plus 80 is 105. Plus 25 is 130. So we should be okay on that. But yeah, why not make Kickalc actually run for a minute? I guess it'll cost us power. Kickalc's basically free, right? Yeah, these are all free things. I guess the lamps are not entirely free, but I mean they are. It's just power. It's just iron and copper and a little bit of glass, and we have good amounts of all those things, so we are good to go on fiber. Sweet. Okay, well, we'll call it an episode there. As always, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next one.